Hey. Get money all day, get money all night. Sip my drink, ho, let's get right. Getting paid up, ho, let's get right. Getting paid, I'm getting paid. Hey, it's your boy Tight. But you tuning in with Ray Ray's podcast. Picking my boy Ray. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. We are back at it again. You know it's your guy Ray, host of Ray Ray's podcast. You know, the illest podcast in the Dallas area. You know, I'm coming live from the most beautiful city in the world, downtown Dallas, Texas, from the 10th floor of the greatest studio in the world, my studio, Hello Studios. You know, thank you again for tapping in with your boy. If you never tapped in with your boy, wait, pause the video. Yeah, you pause it. Click that button below, like, subscribe, follow to all things Ray Ray's podcast. This is a podcast where we like to spotlight, highlight, and edify people who are doing amazing things in my city, downtown Dallas, Texas, whether it's people that's doing crazy stuff or we got some events coming up. This is the podcast for you. So maybe if you got that motion, you got something going on in Dallas, come sit down with your boy. We can highlight that right now, all right? Cool. So if you've never seen a Ray Ray's podcast episode before, we got to set the mood right. We got to start it off right, all right? So people be going through situations and tough times. So we'll do that. Hit Control Alt Delete like we're a computer and restart that. All right. So just in case nobody told you today, I just want you to know that you're beautiful, you're loved, you're needed, you're alive for a reason. Hey, you stronger than you think. Whatever it is you're going through right now, you're gonna get through this. See, here on my show, Ray Ray's podcast, I am glad that you are alive, and most importantly, don't give up. Like I said, tough situations are always going to come up and arise. It's what you put in your heart and your mind to get you through those situations. Bet. So we got this really cool segment. It's called Shout Out. This will like to highlight and, put the spotlight on people that are doing amazing things or amazing events going on in the city of Dallas, all right? So today, we got to shout out the girl, Yesenia Hudson. She does such amazing things. She has her own podcast. She does a bunch of events. She's a creator herself. Check her out. Go follow her on social media. Check her events she's been doing. Like, I went to one of her events she did a couple of weeks. It was a networking mixer. Super crazy. It was amazing. She's got another event coming up here in the 12th. It's this Sunday coming up for the ladies. Make sure y'all tap in. Do some stuff with that. We want to shout out Yesenia Hudson, all right? So speaking of Yesenia, we have her in the building right now. Let's give her a warm Ray Ray's podcast right now. And welcome Yesenia Hudson to Ray Ray's podcast. How you doing today, Yesenia? You doing all right?
Yeah, thanks, Ray. I love the affirmations. I love starting my day off positively. So it's really
I love you. I love it. So you love it. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day. I know you got a full schedule today, but you sat down with me again. Technically, this is again.
Yeah.
We did an episode before, but I'm sorry, you're not going to see that one.
Yeah, I'll sit down anytime. I really love talking to people. And again, like putting really positive conversations on the internet.
Yeah.
For me, it's really important.
We got all those people doing podcasts talking about, he said, she said, and X, Y, Z. But, like I said, I want to put something out there that's highlighting great things and great people that are coming out of my city, because Dallas is a big city, but it's a small city at the same time.
It is.
So there's a lot of hidden gems, I like to say, they're in the Dallas area, all right?
Yeah.
So Yesenia, like I said, I like to talk about stuff from Dallas. Mm-hmm. So you're Yesenia Hudson. Mm-hmm. How did you get to my city? I know this is an interesting story. Tell us how you got to Dallas.
Yeah, thank you. It's a long story, but I'm from Sacramento, California. I grew up in California my whole life. I wanted to make a change during the pandemic. And so I had lived in the Bay Area for 9 years, around my college years. So I had moved back to Sac leading up to the pandemic because I was opening up a store with my ex. It was an acai cafe that we had in San Jose, California. And then we were opening up in Sac, and that year, a lot of different changes were going on, for everyone in the world. But I really sat back and was asking myself what I wanted next for my life. Mm-hmm. And I started dreaming, of starting a podcast, started dreaming of droning, because again, I love escapism. And so I would find such a joy in these videos and also just people talking about life. And I was like, I want to be a part of the conversation, but I want to create a really positive corner to brighten people's lives. And so when I started dreaming about this, I'm like, I want to get out of Cali. Like, my whole life has been this. My sister had made a really big move overseas for college. My brother had gone out of state for college, and I'm the oldest of three. I feel like I always felt like I needed to be around for my family and just kind of be an anchor. And then the moment that my sister left and I had moved back to SAC during the pandemic, I was like, yeah, like it's time now. Like she's like left, she's expanding her wings. It's time for me to move on too. So I looked into moving possibly to Seattle or New York or Dallas, and those 3 cities specifically because I knew people in New York, and again, it's like city of dreams. I was like, oh my God, like who wouldn't want to like at least experience some time in New York? Then I looked at Seattle because it was very close to what San Francisco is, and I was in the Bay during my 20s. So I'm like, okay, maybe this will be cool. But I didn't know a soul in Dallas. I thought of Texas in general because tech was moving to Austin and Dallas. So after a little bit of time and some discernment, like looking into these 3 cities, I was like, okay, no, like New York, I know people already. I want to get a little uncomfortable. I want to put myself in a position where I'm really starting over and I don't know anyone. Seattle, I didn't know anyone, but from what I had heard, it was very similar to the Bay, and I wanted something that was different.
Yeah.
So I came out here on a whim, came to check it out, and instantly, like, there were just different signs on that first weekend that I was visiting, and checked out an apartment complex that to this day, like when I moved back to Dallas, I still live in it. I love it. And I moved. Yeah, I moved in 2021, and it was the best decision that I could have made. Everyone out here, they are my friends that really turned into family.
Yeah.
And I lived in New York after Dallas, but I moved back very intentionally to settle down. And again, because there's so much love here. And it was the first place that was really for myself, without my family, friends, ex, like loved ones, like nobody else's like guidance. It was me. So I have a lot of love, and I'll always have a lot of love for Dallas because it was the first city that started my journey on choosing myself. So yeah, I got a lot of love for Dallas.
Hey, see Dallas. Hey, we the town. Hey,
yeah,
you
it's the best.
It's the town for you right here, baby.
Yeah.
Best city in the world. I'm telling you, best city in the world. I love it.
Great city.
Honestly, I always tell people Dallas is everything. It has everything. Whether you're in the entertainment industry, like movies, music, unless you Gucci Mane. Sorry, that's another story. You want to raise a family, like business, tech, it's all in Dallas. Dallas is a hub of its own.
It is.
It can compete. Like, honestly, Dallas up there can compete with the New Yorks and your LAs and the different cities like that. It's
I 100% agree
we're out there with there. You know how many businesses want to come to Dallas?
Yeah.
First off, but I don't want y'all stop coming to Dallas.
Yeah, I know the natives. Everybody's just like, nah, like stay where you're at. You're raising the prices.
I need you to cut this shit off. We closed. The end is full. Remember how I told Jesus and Mary and all them? We're full.
Yeah.
All right. So no, but seriously though, a lot of people are coming here. We got no state taxes. It's great opportunities, great money, and I think casinos are coming soon.
Oh yeah.
I just feel like it's. I found out how much money Oklahoma made. I want to say it's like $60 billion.
Wow. Yeah.
And a couple years ago from casinos. Most of that's people from Texas. Yeah.
It's so funny.
Sooner than later, it's coming to Dallas.
I've heard of WinStar, which is what, like on the outskirts. I'm not really sure where. I've never been.
That's Oklahoma.
Oh, it is Oklahoma.
It is Oklahoma.
Okay, I didn't know
so
that.
So it ain't in the Dallas area. Ain't no.
There's
you ain't getting no casino.
Okay.
No, not no legal.
Okay, so is
not no legal casino.
Is it illegal in Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can't.
Cool.
Well, they have you can have like certain legal poker rooms and stuff like that. But far as like straight gambling casinos, you can't do it in Dallas and Texas or whatever, really. But yeah, it's I think it's coming.
Yeah.
There's too many people like the people that just bought the Mavericks. They come from casinos. Okay. Got Jerry Jones and other people that really. I think it's going to happen because you got to think about everything has a dollar amount attached to it.
It does, yeah.
We're sending a lot of our money to Oklahoma, which I think a lot of those people from Oklahoma coming into Dallas area, but that's another story for another day. But I think it's sooner than later. Yeah, it's going to come to Dallas because we're so hot.
Yeah,
Dallas is so hot.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot. It's crazy. There's always a lot of potential.
There's so many. If you Google what's going on in Dallas, like you was like, oh, there's a festival going on here. There's this event. Speaking of events, she's got one going on
this Sunday. Yeah.
I'll go to it. If you're late, ladies.
It's for the ladies.
It's for the ladies, okay? Ladies only.
Yes. So I threw this networking event 2 weeks ago, and it was really wonderful. You know, you came, there's a lot of beautiful energy throughout the night, but everyone that came up to me, women specifically, I just felt like we needed to be in an intimate setting to talk and share and, to be honest, like cry and just like be in a safe space. I could just feel it. And it's really interesting the last couple of years more than ever. I think it's because I've really focused on the art of noticing what we're going through as human beings and seeing through the, oh yeah, I'm good, I'm okay, and actually sitting down and talking with people and being like, what's actually going on? Like, what can I do to help, you know, in any way? And yeah, just to be there for others. So I felt this need, and I was like, I'm throwing an event for women. I'm going to figure it out. And, you know, later on that week, I was like, let me do a mimosa brunch the weekend after Easter. So it's April 12th. It's from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. in downtown Dallas. I'll have a link that you guys can add to RSVP. It's an event with my company, Hudson Media, and Foyer, which is a wonderful social club out here in Dallas. So it's going to be a very intentional day where we talk, play activities, eat really good food, drink some mimosas, and just open up with one another. Again, I love sharing space with others and holding space for others. It's why I started my podcast. So I'm really excited for this event. I love when you dream about something or something comes to you and then you're in it. And so I'm already just really, really excited to like be there that day and see what the universe kind of brings us, you know? There's always a little bit of a plan, but then other things come into fruition that are just beautiful to see. So yeah, it's gonna be really, really peaceful, really beautiful. Everyone's welcome. You know, bring your grandmother, your sister, your mother, whoever you'd like to bring, children, whatever. Just make sure that they're ladies. I want it to be a space for women.
Yeah, I like that. You know, you just mentioned a podcast. Let's talk about this podcast you have.
Yeah.
And how that came into fruition and what your podcast is about. What is your podcast about, rather?
So it's called Sueños y Deseos, which means to dream and desire. Okay. And my name is Yesenia, as you guys, know, but my last name is Hudson. So I am, mixed. My parents, my mother's from Nicaragua, my father's American, but my dad lived in Nicaragua in the 80s, met my mother that way. They've been married. They're celebrating their 40th anniversary this year, actually. And they go to Nicaragua all the time still. It's again, a huge part of who I am. And my parents raised us in that culture in our home, even though I grew up in Cali. So for me, it's very important to share that culture wherever I am because I'm representing my family wherever I go. So when I was thinking of a title, I wanted it to be in Spanish, even though my podcast is in English. I want it to represent me in the same way my name flows as Yesenia Hudson. For now. I just really wanted something that brightens the corner wherever we are. And it really started to empower other women to dream and desire because for me in my story, I was just talking on Threads about this. There was someone that posed a question that said, can I start over at 29? And I was like, I am the number one person to talk to about starting over in your 30s. Again, I started dreaming about a podcast at 31 during the pandemic. So I started this so that I could bring more positivity, like I said, to the internet, to brighten the corner where you are, but to empower other women to dream and desire as badly as I do. I dream and then I put myself into places. I talk about what I want with everyone, even if it's something that, maybe it's not the right room. I kind of like bring it up and I'm like, you know what? I start talking to the universe and people around me about my dreams and desires, and then it just gravitates towards me. And I want that for everyone. I want to see everyone win. I love lifting others up and again just holding space for others and whatever we're going through. So yeah, there's many things to the podcast. It started for women to empower women, but I've had so many different people on. I've had men on, I've had group conversations, and I want more of that. I want more group conversations this year on the podcast where we're talking as men and women and and sharing, again, anything that might come to mind, important topics, things that are going on around us within culture. There's so much going on in the world, and we go in our day-to-day and try to, live it as normal as possible within our routines. But the reality and the truth is that there's so much that can be heavy and overwhelming. And because we have social media and the internet at the palm of our hands, we are innately like checking things that literally aren't. We've made things normal that isn't normal, and we just keep going like, all right, well, there's war going on, but yeah, like I got a business meeting at 4 and I have to, do my laundry. I got to go to the gym. I got to, whatever your routine is. And it's like, no, like there's heavy stuff going on. So I love to create positive spaces, again, whether I'm in a room or putting something on the internet, whatever my content is. So yeah, that's where it comes from. And again, I've just year to year, I'm going on year 5 now. It's kind of transitioned over time, and this year I really want to focus on that. It's been an open diary of my life. So people have like seen me evolve. I started it when I first moved. I really care about others, and I always have. And so for me, I have really felt called within purpose to make sure that others are okay. And I've really loved being that person in my loved one's life to make sure that they're okay. So anyone that's ever met me, has got to know me, has shared space with me, I always hope and am very intentional about them feeling lighter and freer and happier and energetic the moment they leave me. No matter what I'm going through, I try to make sure that my loved ones are good and I take care of them. So yeah, a corner where people are in any space, whether it's my work, love, anything. So I always try to make sure that I'm mindful of others. It's the tequila. Damn, I wish I was on your level.
That's not even that. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's an anomaly right now.
It's just a Wednesday.
But I'm glad you were able to create a space for people to just feel like they're at home and feel welcomed and just, that warm, fuzzy feeling. Like, that's the amazing thing, because we have so much craziness going on in the world, and everyone's talking about this toxic thing and this, I'm toxic and this thing, and it's the worst. Yeah. It is the worst. Like, I like to, like, for instance, I like to highlight people that are doing amazing things. Yeah. You're one of those people that are doing amazing things, especially in the city of Dallas. Thank you for doing it. That's all I want to say thank you. Thank you for starting your podcast. You deserve a round of applause for doing that, because more people in this world need to do positive things. Yeah. And I'm glad you are. Like I said, I went to your event. You did. Hold on. Let's give her applause real quick. Give her applause. Say. Like I said, I went to your event. I had a great time. I've met some people. Yeah. People have been reached out to me. Some of my friends. Shout out Mario. My boy Mario was there.
Talking. Yeah.
Mario was there.
What's up, Mario?
What's up, Mario? Mario was there. There's a guy named Chef Ellis was there that I've known before. Yes. He was there. I'm like, yo.
Such good energy. I've been wanting to meet him. And like, you could just, again, I feel people's energy, and like the moment he walked in the room, it like shifts. And again, like every single person I met that night, there was just so much beautiful energy in that room. It was a vibe. It
was definitely a vibe. Like I said, I had a great time. I had one of them raspberry margaritas.
Yes, la mamacita. It's my favorite drink.
I ordered you one. And you're like, how did you know? I was like, I don't know.
Literally.
I just felt like it's something you would like.
Literally. Like,
and I didn't even know you already had she already had a full one.
I did.
And here I come, just out of nowhere, and just boom.
That was sweet.
Here's another one.
Yeah, everybody was so kind that night. People wanted to take shots, drinks. Like we had a really good time. If you're in that room,
I left there and came to the studio afterwards.
Yeah, you were like, I'm gonna go shoot a podcast. I was like, that's such a vibe.
I did. Like, I had an idea, and I just like
ran with it.
Whether if that comes out or not, maybe maybe you can tell the interview that comes out.
Yeah, that's funny.
Where that came from.
Yeah.
But like, I was just feeling it. I had a concept, and I was like, it was more of like notes for myself. Yeah. That I wanted to like, hey, let me get this out of my head right now on like film and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm going to the studio if y'all want to come roll up on me like right now. So
I'm the same way when it comes to podcasting, but also my writing. Like when something flows, like I just start.
Exactly.
Whether it's like a book I have in my hand, like a journal, or like my phone, I'll just start writing and I gotta let it out.
That's me, because I write lyrics for people.
Yeah.
I've written songs. There's songs out there I can't say that I wrote, but I've written some songs for some of your favorite people out there. something comes to your head, you gotta. It's like as a creator, you gotta stop everything. And let it out. And people don't understand that. They think you're crazy.
No, I know it's fun. You know, I don't want to name names because I was like thinking of people specifically, but there's people I have kind of admired that like are well known, where they might be considered a little eccentric or out there, but I'm like, I feel like I relate to those people heavy, because I do things very like off the beaten path, not traditional, and creatively I always allow for space within the 24 hours of a day, no matter what my schedule is, that like I could be in a meeting, if an idea comes up or whatever, like it's just I have to let it out, you know. So I make space for that as a creative.
See, like I always say, like I march to the beat of my own drum. Like I said, I'm also, like I told you, like I'm a popular loner. Like I know a lot of people, and a lot of people know me, like, but I'm like a loner because like I'm a weird cat. If I don't even weird is a word, like I just I like things, like I always tell people, like I'm diving into my personal life. I was trying to date somebody.
Let's talk about it. You've come to the right place. I'm such a great person to talk about love and relationships.
I tried dating someone, and I decided for some reason to show, like, hey, a while back ago, I wrote a list of all the things I want out of my partner and stuff like that. And one of the things I was like, I want someone that can nerd out with me. She's like, what does that mean? I was like, I love like sports, like to the core.
Hell yeah.
Like any type of sports and analytics, I love that. Also, like I'm a big comic book, like Marvel, like junkie. Like all those DC, like all of that. Like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, like Lord of the Rings, like
love Lord of the Rings.
That's me. Like I want someone that can be able, like I call it nerd out with me.
Hell yeah.
We can sit there and just watch all that shit. So that's me. I'm different.
Super dope. So how did she take it? Like what happened?
She just asked me, like, what does that mean? I was like, obviously the relationship didn't work out. So
I love talking to people about dating because, again, like I've been around, again, my parents, which are the number one, you know, the strongest relationship that I've ever known, with an unconditional love and everything I've always dreamed about in a partner. But my childhood best friends, they're all married and have children as well. And then when I lived in New York, you know, all my girlfriends single. So it was a very different experience, you know, being here in Dallas when I was 31, you know, coming single after a 10-year relationship, then living in New York and dating, and then coming back here and dating. Like it is very important to know what you want and are looking for. And for me, at least, I love being very open within communication about what it is automatically off the bat, so that you know, like don't waste anyone's time, but also like are in alignment, you know, and that's the thing is no matter who you are, no matter what you want, to me at 36, almost 37, it's really about timing and alignment. You know, no matter who it is. And I feel like I personally have fallen in love since my 10-year relationship multiple times, and I love falling in love. Everyone knows me. I'm like, no matter what happens, this is the two things I always tell people. I told my ex, like when I met him in August of last year, I was like, I'll take 1,000 more heartbreaks, like if it leads me to my person. And I remember him being like, I don't want to be heartbroken ever again, you know? But I was like, I'll take 1,000 more. I'm just such a lover girl, and like I'm a Scorpio, and I've never really been about horoscopes, but I've paid much more attention to it just within, like, it's interesting. I'm such a curious person by nature. So I'm always just like, is that, you know, does it come into play into anything? But for me personally, again, at 36, dating is very different than at 26, you know? I know you're like rolling your eyes already. I've seen. It's different.
It's hard.
It's hard because a lot of us come with much more experience than when you're in your 20s, and there's a good to that, and then there's a difficulty sometimes. But that's why I say, I'm like, it always comes down to, you can be whoever, but timing and alignment with the person, with the right person, you know? Let's talk about it. So being from here, what has your dating experience been like?
We're gonna put a pin in this.
Sure.
We're gonna do the next segment. All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna put a pin in that. We're coming back to this for sure.
Okay.
We're gonna come back to this, but you know, like I said, it's still about you. You know.
Okay, yeah.
You're a guest on my show, so I want to make sure we talk about
absolutely
you. Most importantly, so
sure.
We talked about your podcast. We talked about the events you do. What else is it that you do?
So I founded a media marketing company when I was living in New York, and just to talk about my New York chapter. So I lived here in Dallas, like I said. I lived here for 14 months. I worked as a program manager for a data analytics company. It was my first job after Cali, moving here. And I was doing the podcast and I was droning. I fell in love with droning. And then summer of 2022, my sister was going to school in Rome. She still lives in Italy. And I spent the summer with her when she was graduating from college. And after that, my plan was to come back here, sign my lease again. But what ended up happening was that I went to New York on the way back here. And I was with my friends, and again, on no lease. And I was like, what if there's a job that'll keep me here? Yeah. So I went on Indeed. I was like applying and seeing different things. And I found a director of social media position for a helicopter company. Never had thought about aviation, but it's so interesting, again, how the universe works. And my experience in California with having a business in restaurant and, like, again, working really hard from the ground up and building that on all facets, all sides of a business, to then coming here, working in data analytics. I got fascinated by, like, social media and, like, looking at the numbers and growth and all of that. And then I was podcasting and droning, so I was really adhering to my creativeness. So although it sounds strange to go into aviation, the droning, the data analytics, the business background, it all, like, just aligned. And so I applied to this job. I got hired within a week, and I just stayed in New York. I was like, I'm staying here. And again, this was at 32. So I'm coming with 32 years of life experience prior to this move. Some people are like, oh my gosh, that was bold, or that was like a major step. Like, how did that feel? But I was like, no, Dallas was the first step that was, like, out of my comfort zone. And so New York felt a lot more like, wow, like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And New York changed my life. So I worked for the company for almost a year. I was just flowing in creativeness. When you're in New York, it is just a buzz. You walk outside, it is a movie. It is buzzing everywhere you go. And so after leaving the company, I was like, I want to do my own thing. I saw what I achieved for the company. I've always been an entrepreneur at heart. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 20 years old. So I'm like, I'm going to keep doing my thing. And so I founded Hudson Media, and it came from the aviation social media aspect, but it also came from the creative aspect, where there was all these people within photography, videography that I was connecting with within freelance work that needed jobs. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be the link. I'm so great at connecting people together. So I am basically the link between a brand and freelance photographers, videographers, creatives. And so I, on my own, do marketing. It's a marketing company. And then I hire people on, whatever city project, whatever is going on. So yeah, so I've had the company now since January of 2024, and I'm now focused on restaurant hospitality, but my clients look different every quarter. So I've always had clients in tech. I have people in social media. If you need any help with anything social media marketing, again, I'm your girl, but I know people. And again, like, I love, for my clients and anyone that does meet me in my personal life or professional life, I love being the person to connect. So I'm so great at problem solving. I'm very resourceful. And so I love being the person that people contact, like, hey, like, do you know a guy? Do you know someone that can help me with this? I'm like, yeah, give me an hour. Got you. So yeah, the company's been really beautiful.
Sound like me.
Yeah.
You heard me on a phone call. Like, hey, give me an hour.
Yeah. I'm literally like, again, as a business owner, I grind. You have to. No one cares about your business nearly as much as you. And if you do not no matter how you're feeling, if you don't get up, the business does not run. So, like, 7 days a week, I'm working, and I love it. Like, I'm passionate about what I do. I love working. I love, again, having my creative flow. To me, I had heard this forever, but it's very true that when you love what you do, you aren't working. You're living in your purpose. And I'm 100% living in my purpose. And I keep such an open mind to change. Like, again, I work in tech a lot, so like there's been a lot of conversations for me lately about AI and the involvement, and I've heard of people that will get really heavy into the AI space and then they leave after a couple years. It's usually like developers and people like really in the mix of it, far more than I know. And they'll go off the beaten path and be like, you know what? I'm going to be a postman now. I'm going to go, write a book. And so for me, I bring this up because I'm at a really beautiful place after almost living here a year again. And I live my life in quarters essentially, but I always start dreaming heavily towards the end of that full year of what's next.
Yeah.
So I already have certain plans, but I'm very open to what's next. And I'm grateful that I started my company, and I don't know where it's going exactly. Yeah. But again, I'm dreaming and desiring certain things for what's to come. So just really excited about all of that.
Do you still see Dallas in your future?
I already have plans to leave. I've kept it pretty private, but my family and like loved ones know. I will definitely like keep coming back, but I plan to be off of a lease starting in July. That's when my lease is up, and I'm going to be writing my book. So I write poetry. There's a lot of different things as a creative that I do. I write poetry. I've been writing and anonymously spreading love throughout the world in different creative art forms, and I am now syncing and connecting my photography to that art, and I'm going to write my book. So I'm writing my book this summer, and I'm going to be doing it in 3 different cities overseas that are very specific and heartfelt to me, very intentional. And something is calling me to Portugal. I don't know what exactly, but in the same way that Dallas called me, same way that New York called me, the same way that Dallas called me back, I'm going to Portugal in July, and I'll be there for a couple weeks, and that'll start my journey of my book writing.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Much success to do. Much success in that endeavor,
Thanks.
Hope everything works out the way you want it to work, all right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's switch some gears here,
yes.
all right?
Let's do it.
So we got this segment of the show. It's your first time watching it. We got this segment is called
Slow down, I just wanna get to know you.
Slow Down, we just want to get to know you.
Yeah.
This is where we talk about some random stuff, ask you some random questions. We don't know where we're going to go. We'll get somewhere eventually, and we hope wrap this episode up.
Yeah.
But before we continue in the Slow Down segment, this is where I want you to shout out your social media platforms and different things you want people to check out.
Absolutely. So you can check me out on Yesenia Hudson across all platforms, but go to my Instagram. That's where all my links are to my podcast, to my website, everything that I'm doing creatively, any events I might be hosting, and then anyone that I'm working with. I love to shout people out. So again, just check me out on Instagram, Yesenia Hudson.
Okay. Yesenia Hudson.
Yeah.
Say, for instance, I'm Ray.
Yeah.
I'm the movie director, movie producer.
Yes.
And I want to make the Yesenia Hudson movie.
Yeah.
Who should star as you in the movie?
So I would be honored. Again, I see her as like someone I admire and look up to as an actress, but also as an entrepreneur, a business owner, wife. Well, she's not married now, but mother. Jessica Alba. She's like so pretty. I've always loved her work, but again, I love her philanthropic work and just who she is as an entrepreneur. So she actually posted the other day about, there's the Artemis 2 that's in space right now, and they shouted her honest company out. Again, it's like an incredible company. Again, what I perceive of her, even though I don't know her personally, is just literally that, like an honest woman, a really good-hearted person. So the way I perceive her, I would love her to play me in a movie.
Shout out to Jessica Alba. I don't know if somehow you're watching this. If you are,
if you are, hey, we'll tag you.
Hit me up. Hit my line. Make it happen.
Yeah.
What Disney character do you feel best represents you?
So it's funny because when we talked about this the last time, my brain went to like the princesses because I've always loved princesses. I love Sleeping Beauty, and again, I love taking naps, and I've always loved that movie, and I just feel like it's very fitting. But I had brought up Hercules because within perseverance and stuff, I was like, I love and relate to Hercules a lot. Like, I don't know, but I'm like Meg. I am like the character Meg. I'm like, I have that like seductive edge to me. But then within the perseverance, I'm like Hercules. So I'm in like this duality of them both, which is really funny. But yeah, I feel like there's so many different Disney characters that I love. But Sleeping Beauty, Hercules, and Meg. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we put this pin in this conversation.
Yes.
And I can't even remember exactly what the pin we put in to come back to this.
Yeah, we were talking about relationships in general.
We were talking about that.
Yeah. Not you shaking your head. Tell me what it's like in Dallas, and I'll tell you what it's like as a California girl.
I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah, I feel like most people don't.
Just in general, it's different.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And I don't recommend it. Mm-hmm.
Dating at all?
Kinda.
Yeah. That's where you're at right now. Yeah.
I don't know. Me as a person, I'm fearful of it.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
I get that.
To try to date someone.
And is it because you're fearful of your heart being broken? Or is it investing or your time?
I think
a mix?
Kind of all that.
Yeah.
Whether people agree with this or not, honestly, I feel like men are more compassionate than women are. Listen,
I don't want to disagree with you. I will say that I feel like men, and this is just I always say we are the sum of our experiences, right? I do, as a woman, the men that I have gotten to know, I think that on the outside, men are very stoic and strong and brave. But when you get to know men and they feel safe and comfortable, look, everyone just wants to be loved. But again, I do believe that men, y'all have a lot of weight on your shoulders in your day-to-day and in your life. And, again, whatever your dreams are, I do agree with you that it's hard to let that guard down in a safe place, in a home. And I have been talking about this a lot lately, but there is a huge difference between creating a house with someone and a home with someone. So I feel you, and I feel that, again, everyone's different, but I do believe that men are incredibly compassionate. I've met incredible men. So for me, that is my experience with men for sure.
I think for me personally, I think, and it's very hard. Like, yeah. I think one of my biggest fears is being an emotional support wallet.
Yeah. Okay. So not being given back, and there being like this. No,
it's just like, okay, I don't know what it is. Like this new age of dating, like the main priority, like, oh, why should I listen to you? You don't pay my bills. Like, where did that come from?
Expectations. Yeah.
Where did that come from? And I really don't want to like spend like too much time on this, but it is crazy, bro.
No, we should talk about it. And it is crazy.
I think
it is crazy.
I think the financial aspect, and I think the attraction is the most important things to most women nowadays. I really do. Like, if you don't look like XYZ, and you don't support me financially, XYZ, like, I have no time for you.
And I'm glad you bring that up, because I love to talk about these things with my loved ones, and again, my guy friends and my girlfriends. And I think that social media has been one of the biggest issues of people being jaded to expectation, jaded to reality, jaded to like what they think they should be living like when it comes to dating. And I don't want to say always, but oftentimes people aren't doing the work for their own life. I always talk about it like this. I'm building my own table, and I can't wait to share my table one day with a partner, right? But everyone, again, I say we are the sum of our experience. So it depends on where you're at in life and who you're dating. So it is important to ask yourself what you want. Age, although people say, is nothing but a number, we are the sum of our experiences. So if you're younger, you have less dating experience just by default because of age versus someone who is, in their 30s, 40s, 50s. And I'm in a very interesting age. So again, let's talk about this, like where I'm 36. I've dated much older and I have dated younger. And to be honest with you, for me, the most important thing in dating is building a genuine friendship with someone. Because at the end of the day, that foundation, I always tell people this. Again, I grew up in a Christian household, and there's different things from my faith that I have taken with me in life, you know? And I've always loved the fruits of the Spirit. And I talk about that in relationship. So love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. So listen, being that said, I try to create a foundation of friendship. And I talk to my girlfriends and my guy friends that, yeah, like dating's cool. And I know that, you know, at different moments, we might see someone else and where they're at, whether it's in person, you know, someone we know, or online. And then comparison becomes the thief of the joy that we're living in, you know? And so when you talk about, man, this is my experience where like women want this or they want this. And it's like, you have your businesses, you've built a life so far. I really like, again, back to what I was saying earlier, it's all about timing and alignment. And I try to give people optimism that there are good women out there. Yeah. There are good men out there. It's just about placing yourself in the right rooms and the right, like, okay, depending on what you're doing, right, within your manifestation, where are you going to meet these people? And this for me, not only in relationship, but also in business settings, right? When we talked about golfing earlier, right? If you're going to, you know, a golfing place because you enjoy the hobby, you love it, you're going to find like-minded people in that. You also earlier were talking about how you're like, I want to nerd out with someone. When you're doing the things that you love, the universe brings that to you. So my advice is keep doing the things that you love. You might go through some hiccups and experiences, but you are coming already with the experiences you've had already. So you're like, you know what? You know when to cut things off or like move a certain way and not waste any time on something too long, you know? But there's good women out there. I want to give you that. I want to like, you know, give you, and everyone out there, like no matter what you're looking for, if you are single right now, like there is someone for you. I believe there's 8 billion people in the world. Just think about it on a logistic level, right? Not even on my Delulu, like dreaming, desiring level. Logistically, like mathematically, there is someone out there for you. It's all about timing and alignment for your life. So yeah, to speak a little bit on like how I am right now, like I moved back to Dallas from New York to settle down intentionally. I needed to like physically slow down. I was like, New York, you know, you're always on the go. Yeah. And even though I still work 7 days a week, you know, I shifted how I'm working, the capacity of working remote and hybrid and different things. But I intentionally moved back to meet someone. And I did. The universe brought me someone. And what I tell people and what I want to tell all of y'all is like, because it didn't work out. But again, we changed each other's life. And the people I have met, we have changed each other's life. And he's still one of my, you know, I love him to death, you know, and he knows that, you know, he's a great friend of mine. But when I moved here and I met him, I did not know someone like him existed. And so in the same way that I'm like, I'm so drawn to Portugal, I don't know if it's, you know, a person or what, because I'm not on that type of time right now. But my dreams are going to start again in a new place and a new, you know what I mean? New people are going to come and all this. So wait, let me just finish.
As a man, I'm going to say, we hate that shit. Saying like, oh my God, I've never met no person like you. We hate hearing shit like this, especially if it doesn't work out. It's like a slap in the fucking face. Like, you know, you're such a great guy, but like when such a great guy, but bro, that's the worst fucking. That's just fucking terrible, bro.
Let me get into it, and I know I can hear like that you've been hurt, right? Like I've been hurt. I've gone through. I have mostly experienced unrequited love in my life, where I really care and love someone and it just doesn't work, right? But so let me just talk on my ex for a little bit, because again, we did change each other's lives. And again, it's gonna sound like a movie, but that's how my life is. Like I live, and again, there's people that have come before me that have absolutely changed my life, that like, I will always give them gratitude endlessly. We know what bond that is to this day. Everyone except my ex of 10 years still is in my life in some sort of capacity, like as a friend, because like I told you, I build friendships first, you know? So like, even though if shit might not work out romantically, they still have a lot of love for me. And for me in my life, that's where I'm at 36. But so let me break something down. So I moved back out here, met my ex. It was like 2 kids falling in love. I had never met somebody that was like this big heart, wild stallion, like literally did everything he wanted to do, but like had such a life prior. Like he was married, had children, all these things, right? Like I couldn't have met him when I was 20 or 25 or 30, whatever. We met, and I was in a 10-year relationship, right? In my 20s. So we met at the right timing for our lives, and it aligned. And then as we formed our friendship and we were dating, the one thing I truly respected about him that I tell everybody in my life to this day is that leading up to him as a single woman for 5 years in my 30s, he didn't waste my time. He was like, you know what? I don't know exactly where this is going to go, but I want us to be exclusive. And within 2 weeks, he asked me to be his girlfriend. Okay. So we didn't know exactly.
So what did you say?
I said yes.
Okay.
I didn't know exactly where it was going to go, but we both felt like it was right. I'm like, because fuck it. At the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, you break up. It is what it is. But at 36, I'm not scared to take any sort of risk. And I'm definitely not scared to break my heart if I'm doing something that I feel is what I want to do and what I want to experience. So we were together for 2 months. And in those 2 months, we did so much together. Again, he changed my life. I will always tell him that and give him his flowers that he did. We traveled together. We built incredible memories. We had incredible conversations. And the one thing that I talk about with everyone in my life that, you know, maybe question why I was with him, you know, and maybe people in his life did too, are conversations. Like, the way that he described it to me, again, there's a lot of stories I could share, but he told me, you know, that I was like coming home to him and I was a safe place and that I brought him peace, you know, and for me, he was going through different things in life where I knew that I could really be there for him. Mm-hmm. And, you know, with my faith and everything and my family, like everything, I had all the tools and everything that I needed to be for, you know, there for him as a friend first and foremost. So I ended things 2 months after, but we remained, you know, still involved, and we celebrated our birthdays together last year, Thanksgiving together. And then by the end of last year, there was a lot where we just couldn't figure it out. And sometimes you can't, you know, and so we went through hardship. But the whole thing I want to talk about this in this meeting is 2 things. And he knows all of this, you know. Again, I was talking to him yesterday.
So you said 2 months after y'all started dating, y'all ended it, or? I
ended things 2 months after. Again, I'm very quick to know if something's going to work for me or not. But after those 2 months, we were still in each other's lives. So from August to December, we were heavily in each other's lives.
So what was it that caused you, like, 2 months? You said 2 months, right? Mm-hmm. Because me personally, I feel like 2 months is not, maybe everyone is different. Mm-hmm. I don't think 2 months is enough to really figure out if this is going to work or not.
Again, we are the sum. Yeah, we are the sum of our experiences. So I've been through a lot. I've dated and been in different relationships. And again, I was in a 10-year relationship. Yeah. He also, in his experience, he was married, and then he was, after his marriage, was in a relationship for almost 7 years.
Damn.
So point being that he had only been single for a little while, but we met and it was beautiful. And what I realized, I was like, you know what? I love you, and I love you enough that you need to do the dreams and wants and desires. And right now, I can tell that doesn't include me. So we had these deep conversations as friends, and we agreed, you know? So listen, at the end of last year, again, after knowing each other for a little more than 4 months, I went to New York to handle some work, and he had an epiphany, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to do something that I've been dreaming about. He had told me it since our second date. He shared this dream, and I saw how he lit up, and I pushed him. I always encouraged him to do this. He said, I'm going to he's from Fort Worth, right? Yeah. Lived his entire life in Texas, but has always loved traveling and being, you know, in different places and culture. Yeah. And again, coming after a marriage, having children, a 6-year relationship, he's finding himself. And I have taken the time to find myself. I've taken 6 years on my own, mostly, to find myself and live out the dreams I was just sharing. In December, I'm in New York, and he goes, I had an epiphany. I'm selling all of my stuff, packing up my life, and I'm going overseas. And he did it in 1 month. He did everything he said he was going to do. The beginning of February, he left, so far on his journey, we're in April. He's been to Fiji, Bali, different parts of Australia, Vietnam. He's currently traveling through, and with China, he's currently in Vietnam, and he is living out his dream. And 100%, had we not met, I don't know if that would have happened for both of us. So
I see where you're
So within his dream and him having that epiphany, he has inspired me to do different things as well. And I give him those roses. Again, like, we both have been very accountable, to where we're at in life and sharing in that. And there's a loyalty there, until like one of us gets in a relationship or married, like, we're still really close, and like I always talk about the infinity of a bond, and what, again, within my discernment at 36, people go, damn, like, why did I go through this? Why did I go through and meet someone and fall in love only to break up?
Yeah.
And I'm like, for me in my life, my father taught me this, and it comes from faith and everything that he's shown me. But for my life and being in unrequited love, mostly, like me being like, okay, like, I want a husband, I want a partner, I want this, and the alignment and timing not working out, I've realized that those bonds with those people, I have 3 exes, and then I've dated a couple people in between. Even though they didn't work out, there is an infinity during those years that will forever be a part of my life story and their life story. So that's what I take from love. And again, I talk about love almost every single day because it is mixed in within all that I do within my purpose of life. So like, if there's anything that I love to talk about, it is love and relationship. And just to remind people, again, just like you started the podcast, about these beautiful affirmations of like, you're meant to be alive. You are meant to have a presence and purpose in this world. You are so loved. In that same way, whether it's our family or our loved ones or friendship or romantic partners, I think it's really important to take care of one another. You know what I mean? I've always taken care of my partners, even if we aren't compatible. And by that, I mean, are we meant to, like, my dreams, I want a family, I want to have kids, I want to settle down. And he already has children and he has certain things, just with my last ex, right?
Yeah.
So again, even though it didn't work out, man, he changed my life, and I know I changed his, and I love him to death. So again, all to say, I hope that within your timing alignment, that you find someone that really does bring out every side of you where you feel at your best, that makes your life better, that makes you feel genuinely happy, genuinely safe, to where you can be compassionate in your true self. And you're like, yeah, like, I got a great woman, I got a ride or die. There's nothing like having that ride or die. And again, like, I can't wait to have that again. Like, I can't wait to fall in love again. It doesn't sound like it at all, but I'm going through heartbreak. I've been going through heartbreak since he left, but I knew that that's his dream, and I love selflessly. I love unconditionally. To me, loving someone unconditionally is knowing that what's best for their life might not be what's best for your guys' life, So yeah. But I'm going through heartbreak. I be having my days, and I talk about it. I openly talk about it, because that's another thing. I feel like a lot of people are scared to just be like, you know what? I'm hurt. I'm in pain, and I love talking about that shit. I'm like, we need to talk about it more. I'm going through heartbreak. It's been hard. It's been really hard. But, my dreams and my purposes, like, I hang on to that. I have good support, a great village, a great family. And, I know what my purposes are. I'm here to brighten other people's lives. So I do what I got to do in private to make sure that I'm okay, and to make sure that I'm giving in the overflow of my cup, so just doing the best that I can out here. And again, but I agree with you. I will say it's not easy to date in this era, talking stages, multiple people. I was talking to a friend of mine last night. I don't know if you feel me on this, but a guy friend of mine from SAC, he's been in a relationship for many years. And I really admire his relationship. And we were talking about how, because of social media, when we were young and growing up in SAC, you don't people are in front of you more, back then.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everything's online and like you're looking at like, oh, here's the next one. But back in the day, there was this like undisclosed respect for like once you meet someone and start talking to them, you're just focused on them.
Exactly.
Nowadays, it's like, let me get all my bread and butter. Let me get all my options. Sorry. Let me see who's out there and like, we'll talk, see where it goes. But there's an influx of like, options. And so for me, I'm not like that. I'm very steady. I don't judge anyone. Again, do what's best for you. But like, I've really taken the time to experience where I'm at right now, which is just heartbreak and facing that and like being honest with people around me. Like, yeah, like I'm dealing with a lot. I love having fun. I love going out with my friends, or I even love going out on dates, but like I'm not in a place, my heart is with someone else right now. So I'm actively going through heartbreak,
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I understand that. That's a great story, and man, it's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot. So,
yeah,
gentlemen, if you're watching this, that means don't shoot your shot right now after watching this episode.
Not to me, but again, I could connect you with someone.
Don't shoot your shot at that. But, yeah. All right. So, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna ask you one more question on this, and we're gonna move on because I don't want to fucking stay on this.
Yeah.
anymore. Do you believe in the phrase "right love at the wrong time"?
No, I don't. I think that whoever...
I'm 50-50 with that.
Okay, yeah.
I'm 50-50 with that. Like,
okay.
For me, that's just a 50-50 thing. Like, I believe, like, yes, then probably, like, no, because if it was the right thing, it would have worked itself out. So, but I'm 50-50 with that. I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm a weird cat. Like, I don't know.
It's not weird at all.
I don't know. I don't know if I actually believe in love.
Damn.
I don't think love is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, not anymore. I think once upon a time it was, but now, like, they used to say things would be unconditional love. Mm-hmm. I think nowadays all love is conditional. I love you conditionally. If you do X, Y, Z for me, I love you. Mm-hmm. So that's just me. And we're gonna move on from that because
no, I get it, Ray.
I don't want to fucking like talk about.
No,
I wasn't expecting to.
Sorry. Well, that's me. Unfortunately, I know that's Yessie. I'm like, I'm so deep.
It's just it's hard. Like
it is hard.
Like I said, I think men have it the hardest.
Yeah.
We do. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's just.
You don't have to apologize for that. Again, that's how you feel.
It sucks. Mm-hmm. It's terrible, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It is hard. Love is hard.
I'm another person, like, I don't even want to fucking try that shit. Like, it's just. Yeah. It
can be a lot.
It's definitely a lot. And then, like, also, too, like, for us men, like, you think you meet someone, I think this is the person. And just, like, it's like such a fucking gut check sometimes. Like, nope. And I'll dabble in this like real brief. I was seeing someone. Mm-hmm. I was at a point in my life, like, I didn't see marriage. I didn't see kids. I didn't see it happening. But I met someone. I'm like, oh, I really think this could be a possibility, Then you hit them with you're a great guy, but I got hit with you're such an amazing person. You did everything intentional. You did right by me. I just thought I could grow to be more attracted to you, but I wouldn't. I'm like, oh, no worries. Yeah. We're all good. Yeah, it's all good. So it's just like, whatever. Yeah, it's like I always say, like, for guys, like, and I tell the guys too, like, with women, I feel like sometimes y'all care about how the package is wrapped up versus what the contents of the package bring to you, which it is what it is. Yeah, like, for instance, like a guy, I can see you working at Taco Bell, and I can see potential in you. Yeah, that's not gonna stop me from dating you. Yeah, but a woman wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
A woman wouldn't date a guy that's trying to build himself up and get to there. I think here's the thing, because we live in such a microwave society. Everybody wants everything instantaneously. Yeah, I think a lot of women nowadays in society, they want a finished project. When in realization, no one is ever a finished project. We're still growing and evolving. Yeah, we're just certain chapters. We're like a book. We're certain chapters of ourselves right now. We ain't got to the next chapter, and it's hard because a lot of people see what's going on now.
Yeah.
Versus the, oh my God, I see the potential. Or vice versa. With men, we fall in love with potential.
Yeah.
I can see something like potentially like with this, or I can see the potential in this person. And
yeah,
you get so caught up in the potential, you don't see the now. Then once you see the now, you realize it's crazy, but
it is.
Doesn't matter. Like
that was deep, Ray. You got deep. I loved it. No, it is. It is. I think that I agree with you, and I personally love when you have some sort of spark with someone and that leads to something that's greater than what you thought. Again, it sucks when things don't work out. I also believe that the potential that you talk about, like me personally as a woman, again, I'm just myself, but I've always, whenever I have gotten into a relationship or into dating, and I see something in someone, and by that I mean like there's a spark there, there's more than just like, the normal of like meeting a new person or whatever it is. I feel that belief, and I see that when you talk about potential, I feel that, and it doesn't, again, for me, it comes back to the sum of my experience, which is like I grew up with an incredible father, an incredible brother, and the qualities that I seek in a man come from the qualities that they are with their partners. They're like, my dad is the best dad in the world, like leads in love, is very soft-spirited, but strength, like a quiet strength. And my brother too, like they do so right by the women and those in their life. So I really look at qualities, like, again, I'm very independent. And again, there's levels to everything about age and where you're at. So I agree with you that there is a lot of that in society. And I have been in the mix of where, like, even in Dallas, I went on a date with someone who I was curious about it, but I was a little hesitant but again, I'm like, if I'm curious enough to go, well, maybe the universe is showing me, try this out, tried it out. I was a little apprehensive because he seemed a little pretentious. Yeah. And I'm very much not like that. Like, I'm very like humble and like chill. Like, again, like similar to what you're talking about, like you love sports. I can be, again, like dolled up and all that, but like I need someone I could kick it with and like chill with. And this was someone who was very much like
button up and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And just culturally growing up in Cali, like Texas, not always, but is a lot more conservative overall than I'm used to.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Like being this like, very like open-minded girl that's like, I'm very adventurous, but then like I'm, free-spirited and a businesswoman. And it's when we talk about manifesting a partner, I have a girlfriend of mine named Cynthia. Shout out Cynthia. We love Cynthia.
What up, Cynthia? How you doing?
Cynthia? We were out in Fort Worth this past weekend, and she was like, and her, me, and my friend Taylor were all going through different forms of heartbreak.
Shout out Tay-Tay.
Shout out Tay-Tay. Oh, she just went home. I'm so sad. But we were talking, and Cynthia goes, dude, whoever you meet, like, is going to be just such a force. And that's all I know. Whether it's a force artistically, whether it's a force business, if it's a force as a father, as a whatever it is, like, I have no idea yet. But yeah, I think that, like you talked about earlier, like knowing what you want when you're ready to start looking is so important. Yeah. And the rest works itself out. But I agree with you. Dating is not easy and it is scary. Again, I talk in like such a positive way because I have this belief in love because of the marriages around me. But I personally have experienced nothing but unrequited love mostly. So yeah.
So I don't know whoever's watching this video right now, watching this podcast, listening to it, I want to look at the camera and deliver a message to you. Like, if you're questioning yourself whether or not if you're good enough, you're more than good enough. All right.
Yeah.
You just ain't found your person yet. All right. Yeah. You are good enough. You're great. Okay. You are a great person, and whoever's meant for you, you'll find them. Yeah. When the time is right for you to meet that person. Absolutely. I believe everything's happened for a reason, so don't get discouraged. Trust me, I'm a person that gets discouraged all the fucking time. I'm being a little bit vulnerable right now.
Yeah, I love that.
I get discouraged all the time too, and I question myself. Damn, am I good enough? Like, am I? Yeah. It'll happen when it's supposed to happen, and that's just take it with the punches. Keep doing you. Keep being a great person. And yeah, we're gonna do that. All right.
Yeah.
So this definitely went off topic.
I know. We were like, I just remember like the beginning. We're like, yeah, we're gonna get, we're gonna get a little bit different. But yeah, I'm sorry.
It went the way I guess it went. So
yeah,
let's go ahead and wrap this. We're gonna go ahead and wrap
like,
this.
I need a drink after
for sure.
deep love conversation.
So let's go ahead and wrap this thing on up. All right. So when I wrap these conversations up, because they're more conversations than it actually is an interview. All right. Mm-hmm. I was gonna ask these two things.
Sure.
One, if you give any advice, no matter the context of advice, what advice would you give? And secondly, what do you want people to take away from the conversation we had today?
I hope that wherever you're at in your life right now, that you believe in your dreams endlessly, no matter what it is, no matter how far you are from it, no matter what age you are. Again, we go through different things in life and at times question what our reality should be, where we should be living with everything going on in the world. So I just hope that wherever you're at and you're today, that you believe in yourself and that you give yourself grace. And if it's an off day, just to know that like things will get better, that your presence is a gift to the world, that your love is a gift to the world, that your light is a gift to the world. And for anyone, I just hope that you take away something from this conversation where you feel uplifted. You know, we talked about a lot of uplifting things, but realness, and again, like the difficulty, again, in love and relationship and outlook, you know, and experience. So I just hope that you take something away from it that gives you some sort of hope, again, whether it's in your dreams and your desires, you know, or wherever you're at in life. So yeah, I appreciate you having me on, and I'm sorry I went so deep today. I didn't know I was going to go deep either.
It happens. I mean, I guess, you know, until you leave Dallas, you have an open invite to come back. You know? Yeah. You know, make sure y'all pull up on her the 12th.
Yes,
this Sunday. April, I almost said August. I don't know why I said August. April 12th. I'm trying to rush the year along. April 12th. Come out, ladies, you know, have a good time, vibe with other ladies, you know what I'm saying? Meet your new BFF, your new best friend.
You never know.
Go best friend.
Hey.
Yeah, you meet your best friend. Yeah. But, you know, I always start off the show with positive words. I like to end with positive words, all right? I leave a couple messages with you, all right? The first message being, if you're persistent, you'll get it. If you're consistent, you'll keep it. Consistency is the key to everything in life, all right? Now, you know, get your swag on. Rub your hands like you Birdman. If there's a rearview mirror, look in the rearview mirror while you're watching this, or if you're in the mirror at the crib, point at yourself, look at yourself, tell you, I will boss up mentally. I will boss up spiritually. I will boss up physically. And I will boss up financially. Invest in yourself. It's your guy, Ray. My girl, Yesenia Hudson in the building. Does crazy things. Make sure you tap in with the Ray Ray's podcast. We gonna catch y'all next time, all right?
Get money all day, get money.